Well, first thing that will come to my mind is I don't know that we could play any worse than we played in the first half. That I didn't even recognize our team today in the first half. And, I think for the first time, some of our young guys look like young guys. And they really haven't. Offensively, we started to struggle some. I thought it affected us. I thought we got, it just kind of put us in a place mentally where we just didn't respond well, obviously. But like I said, I don't know that you could play a worse half of basketball than we played in the first half. We dug ourselves into a hole. Give Clemson credit. They came in here and gained confidence as the first half went on. And we started to get down on ourselves, and you could see it in guys in their faces. They became a little unsure. And obviously you can't do that in this league. That's something we all know. So Clemson played a lot better than we did in the first half. I thought in the second half our guys fought extremely hard. Obviously we just were in too big of a hole to overcome it.
Right here, we'll go to Powell. Right here.
Coach, when you guys are struggling as much as we're offensively, is that something you can fix X's and O's in the game, or you just kind of got to chalk that up to sometimes that happens?
I don't know if it's an X and O answer. Just like I said, I think, we started to struggle offensively, and it was as if then we just kind of, we walked into timeouts, they were just looking at each other and looked like they were lost a little bit. And so, frustrating. I've had a lot of teams. I can remember back, I had a team at Alabama that played a ton of young guys, and we could do like this year. We could beat Kentucky when they were ranked, or beat Tennessee when they were like 5th in the country. Then we'd turn around and lose to Ole Miss or lose to somebody, and it's a mystery. Sometimes that happens with young guys. But tonight, I think the lesson for our team to learn is you got to, play through it. And we've done that a number of times this year. Even when we struggled offensively, we seem to have been able to fight through it. But tonight, we got down the first half, and really just seemed like we lost our zip. And so, and the hole kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
One of the few times that we've seen that full court press, were you pleased with what you saw with that at the beginning of the second half?
Excuse me?
Was
I pleased with it?
Yeah, were you pleased with the effectiveness of the press?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly helped us. I think it was a 20-point or something, 20-something. We got it to 3, and then we had a couple of trips where we gave up a couple offensive rebounds. They attacked our press and got I know 1 or 2 and ones at the end of it where maybe at the back of the press we could have been better. Our press certainly helped us. There was no question about it. I thought our kids played with a lot of, desire, obviously, in the second half, but that stunned, first half was unacceptable.
Go to Chip right here.
How do you handle the halftime in a situation like tonight? I mean, are you letting them have it, or are you more matter of fact, here's what we need to do to get back in the game, or did you challenge their pride, or all of the above?
All of the above. And what happens on that, Chip, every team's a little bit different. You've got, if it's a veteran team and, you think they're just mentally not into it, there's so many different parts of it. I don't think that our players came out tonight and took Clemson lightly. I don't think they came out and, I don't think those are things. It was as if we started to struggle, and, very rarely this year, our young guys all of a sudden look like real young guys. They just, Malik's throwing the ball up to a guy in the third row over there, and Caleb and Cody are missing shots, and we're just turning the ball over, and, defensively we're hitting screens and all those things. So we just didn't handle it very good. You know, you're going to have adversity inside of a game. You know, within that 40-minute period, all kind of different things are going to happen. And if you think of our team most nights, whether we've been on the road or at home, there's been an answer every time. It seems like there's been a tough period. You know, this group has answered. And tonight we got in the first half and we kind of got hit in the mouth a little bit, and then all of a sudden we're not scoring the ball, and we've turned it over a couple times, and we just began to really struggle. And so, you know, lesson hopefully learned tonight is obviously we see what happens in this league if you do that. And so at halftime tonight was a little bit all of the above. Challenged them. We talked about our press. We talked about denying Hall the ball. I mean, we made some adjustments obviously that probably helped us, but there was a challenge as well to step up and play. I mean, I thought in the second half they did. They played with great energy. We were down too many points.
Coach, at Atlanta, at Wake Forest, Tech won today by 20 in Miami, and State's had problems the last 2 years down there. Is this sort of a...
Say it again now. What happened?
Tech won by 20 in Miami,
Yeah.
and State's lost the last 2 times in Winston-Salem. Is this sort of a sense of urgency time for State, or how do you handle
You
that?
confused me. Tech won where now? Wake
Won in
where?
Miami.
At Miami.
You talking about Wake or Tech?
Tech.
Tech won at Miami.
Georgia Tech,
Yes,
one of
sir.
Miami, okay.
And Wake, you guys got them 2 next.
Okay, yeah.
Is this sort of a sense of urgency time for State, or how do you handle
Oh,
that?
no. Every game says urgency. I mean, we got 18 sense of urgency games, and I want to make clear, you know, I don't know that our players, and I'm not sure I felt like we came out with a lack of urgency in our game tonight. Let's be clear on that. We did not respond. You know, we start off at 6-2. We're winning, playing pretty good in the first couple, 2 or 3 minutes. And we go on a dry spell, we can't score, and we can't score, and we turn it over, and now we're not playing very good, and the bottom fell out a little bit tonight. But hey, in this league, there's 18 phenomenal contests, and you know, you learn it all the time. You know, you look at Miami, and they lost by 30 early in the year to Eastern Kentucky, 30. Yet they go on the road and beat Duke and Syracuse. They turn around and get beat, I guess, tonight by Tech by 20. I mean, I can go through every team in the league, and there's good players, good coaches. Our group of guys need to understand, which I think they do, they're learning, they are young, but what it takes, 18 opportunity games, but within each game, how to answer the bell, which I think this group has done that a lot. We didn't tonight in the first half, and that was frustrating.
You talk about the way they responded early in this game. Is this a confidence getting sucked out of them, like the Miami game, where the second half started, and then the way Notre Dame played out at the end, and then they see that adversity at the jump? Does that in fact carry over?
I don't think so, because you're not going to play perfectly all the time. I mean, you know, you can always grab the end of the half here. You know, you can always do that and say, okay, what does that do? I don't see it really like that. I see a group of guys that, you know, we rely on a lot of young guys, and they're learning, and they're coming. And at times, what they've shown is that's pretty brilliant at times. You know, we've seen that here and there. But what they have to learn is every night, and then within every night, what it takes to win at this level, and to be a champion, to be an NCAA tournament team, to win in this level. We're learning that, and tonight, you know, we learned a hard lesson tonight. Hopefully we learned it. Hopefully our guys understand it. That's you know, they're hurting in there. They're down. They were down at halftime. They were down. I mean down. And so, you know, we got to get regrouped. Nobody outside of our locker room or, you know, our Wolfpack Nation's going to feel sorry for us. They understand it. I tell them that all the time. This is a man's league. For college athletics, this is a grown man's league. And you better bring your A game every night. And so, second half, I thought our guys played with phenomenal energy, effort. But we did not handle the adversity in the first half when we didn't play well. And that was frustrating.
We good?